Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, bringing you another Beat Matt Batrep.
We work so you can play. MiniWarGaming's Beat Matt Batrep.
It's been a while since I've done one of these. I think the last one I did was against you.
I think so.
And so this is going to be another Warmachine and Hordes battle report. It's going to be Trolls versus Khador.
Your favorite faction?
Yeah, I love Trolls.
The pain smile.
Anyway, yes, I love Trolls, absolutely. They tend to win against my Khador. So maybe I should start collecting Trolls, so I can
That's a good thought.
So I can start winning games.
That'll be fun.
Anyway, we're going to be playing, like I said, a 35-point game, Warmachine and Hordes. And this is Dave. You've seen him in previous videos, lots of previous videos. So we've changed up our armies, and I'm actually using one of the armies from Blue Table Painting, and I'll show you that in a second.
Awesome.
And so I'm going to be bringing some units that I don't normally bring, including a caster I've never played with before. So maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe he'll be super powered, and I'll finally beat the skulls in of the Trolls, and I'll be like, why didn't I bring this guy sooner?
I'm a little bit concerned.
You're concerned?
Yeah, a little bit. Looking at what you brought, it's intimidating, and it's very attractive.
Oh yes, it looks good too. And so don't forget, if you want to challenge us to a battle report, go to miniwargaming.com/challenge, and of course, make sure you go to miniwargaming.com/buy-warmachine for all your Warmachine and Hordes needs. Let's start by taking a look at my Khador army. This one is provided by Blue Table Painting. It's one of their used or trade-in armies, not necessarily a representation of their normal quality work. You can actually go take a look at bluetablepainting.com for, actually you can buy this army in particular. It's being led by Irisk, who I've never actually played with before, so I'm pretty excited about that. And a Spriggan, which is awesome. I've never played with this guy either. And he has reach, he's got the shield, he can bulldoze, all sorts of fun stuff. We've got a Juggernaut as well. And we've got a Kodiak. So good fundamental jacks for the Khador army, which just are heavy hitters, don't have too many special rules. And a War Dog, because I had an extra point. That one is not part of the Blue Table Painting army. I just needed the extra point. We've got a full group of Demolition Corps, Man of War. And we've got a minimum group of Winter Guard infantry. And they're being led by Kovnik Jovnik, whatever his name is. He's not actually part of that unit or a unit attachment, but he does give them extra benefits. Then we're taking a look at Dave's Trollblood army. I love trolls. And this one's got quite a few trolls, although most of them are light. It is being led by Calandra, the wonderful female troll. I think she's female at least. We've got a Storm Troll. We've got a Pyre Troll. And we've got a Slag Troll. So we've got like all the different elements represented here. And then of course we've got a nice big Blitzer. So that one's a heavy hitting one with a gun that can fire D3 times. Got a group of Sluggers. Each of these fires D3 times if they forfeit their movement, which makes them very strong. And then we've got Janessa here, and she can create this wall. Well, actually, greenleafterrain.com created this wall, but she's allowed to place it on the battlefield as one of her special actions. So that's a very good charge blocker. And then we've got a group of Rune Shapers, awesome wizards who can do all sorts of fun stuff. And this is his 35-point list. So it's actually going to be pretty fun. There's a nice variety in all of that. So let's take a look at the scenario and the deployment. The scenario that we're going to play is a no man's land scenario just from the rulebook, so it's not going to be a steamroller scenario. So you have to actually think a little differently because your deployment zones are both 10 inches, and in order to control, you have your whole unit completely within the no man's land, which is an 8-inch band along the middle. But to contest it, you just have to have a model in it. You don't have to have a whole unit. So in Steamroller, it works a little different. So you have to kind of remember the rules in order not to accidentally lose. So he actually rolled off to be able to choose to go first, but he let me go first because he wanted to see where I was going to deploy, because his Sluggers are the perfect counter to my Demolition Corps. Because they stand still, they have a 10-inch range, which means I won't be able to charge, because I have a 9-inch threat, I have a 4-inch move or speed, +3 for charge, and then 2 for reach. And so basically I have to get into his gun line, and he gets to stand still, fire D3 times each. And I'm only armor 16, and that is only because he's POW 13 on them, and he gets D3 shots each. So it's he wanted to basically line them up against them. So I'm going to have to do my best to boost my defense or whatever it is with all my spells. So as I said, Khador have turn 1. So the first thing I do is allocate a focus each to the Spriggan and the Juggernaut. The Kodiak doesn't need it because he has a heavy boiler, which allows him to run without focus. And then the Juggernaut and the Kodiak run up. The Kodiak is basically going to take advantage of his Pathfinder in these ruins, so he'll be able to go in there and it'll be hard for people to charge him. But at the same time, he'll be able to charge them because he has Pathfinder. And then the Demo Corps move up. I haven't really, at this point, realized the threat that those sluggers are, so I haven't yet decided to put them elsewhere. The Irisk then moves up, and he casts Iron Flesh on the Winter Guard, and he casts Superiority on the Spriggan, and then the Spriggan runs up, and the War Dog joins him. In Trollblood Turn 1, he goes ahead and moves up with his Pyre Troll and then fires a blast into the Winter Guard infantry. Of course, it's short, scatters up a little bit, actually manages to nick 2 of them, so that was a nice deviation there for him. He boosts the first one's damage because he needs 8 in order to kill one. Now, they do have tough because the Kovnik guy did one of his speeches, which gives them tough, but they failed it. And the other one fails as tough as well, so both of them die from that, so that's a really good first shot for him because it's basically the best he could have done. He casts, I think that's a Dodge Bullets, or Bullet Dodger, and another spell as well. The Bullet Dodger gives him +2 defense against range attacks. Runs up everything else just to get them into position, because he really doesn't have anything in range to fire or cast spells. So the Sluggers move up, the Rune Shapers move up, Janessa moves up, drops down a wall just in case. Remember, the wall is made by greenleafterrain.com. Storm Guide runs up, and the Blitzer moves over to prepare for a countercharge, because the Spriggan does have a nice long charge range because of Superiority, which gives him +2 speed. So he's speed 6 right now, which is pretty awesome. So at the end of round 1, everybody's in position. He's already taken a couple, or I've already taken a couple casualties with a couple Winter Guard units or models being destroyed. But hopefully I can get in a good position. If the Demo Corps can get in there and start hitting, they'll be able to do a lot of damage. The Spriggan, I'm really looking forward to see him charge in and do some damage too. So stay tuned for round 2. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the annotation above. Otherwise, click on the link below. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, all the music here is provided by Kevin MacLeod.